Hey guys, thought I'd have a quick presentation of a little league I'm doing. It's sort of modeling after Earl and his Tenacious League. So I took 10 teams from the 2016 season from Strat-o-matic. Try to pick 10 teams that are different from his, and I did that. There are no repeat customers here. There was a repeat customer from his 2015 set or season, or his first go around, but his second go around this year. All the teams are different, and this is super advanced Strat-o-matic, and this is game 2 of the season. It's a 52 game season where we have 5 National League teams and 5 American League teams. The American League teams will play each other a total of, I believe it's 32 times. There's 4 other teams that are going to play 8 times each, so that's 32, and then the other 5 teams in the other division that play them 4 times each. That is 20 for a total of 52. So this is game 2 of that, and it is Atlanta against Tampa Bay at Tropicana Field. And in opening day, you could say Atlanta pulled the upset, if you want to call it that, with a 3-1 victory. Julio Teheran pitched 8 innings, limiting the Rays to only 1 run. That was a home run by Forsythe in the 4th. But he shut him down on 3 hits, and Jimmy Johnson took care of it, or Jim Johnson, not Jimmy Johnson, Jim Johnson took care of it in the 9th for the save. Archer took the loss, gave up 3 runs, none were earned. It was a big error on the play. In fact, Tampa had 2 errors in the game, and that led to their downfall. So Tampa Bay will try to see if they can't right the ship today, and on the mound to see if they can do that is going to be right-hander Jake Odorizzi. He will be facing right-hander Matt Wisler of the Braves. So we'll go through the lineups as they come up to bat. I'm going to roll on this big board and then reference the cards as they come about. So I will go ahead and put Odorizzi in the hot seat, or hot box, you want to call it that. Put him there, and then we'll have the batter cards right there as they come about. And we'll roll somewhere in that general neighborhood so you can see everything on camera. All right, leading off is Ender Inciarte, the center fielder. And we get a 4-6. So Odorizzi against a lefty, 4-6. For Odorizzi against a lefty is a strikeout. So Odorizzi starting out in fine fashion with a strikeout as Inciarte is done. And then I'll bring up Nick Markakis. I'm using the player protective sheets I got from Moonlight Graham's website. They work very, very well. You get a pack of 100 for $7, and I think they're well worth the investment. If you play with one particular set of cards a lot, it will help protect them from all the handling. Here is Markakis, and we got a 5-7. So again under Odorizzi, 5-7 against a lefty batter. And a 5-7 is the ground ball second base X. Second baseman is Logan Forsythe. And for Logan Forsythe, he is he's a range of 2 and an E12. And we get a 2. That's probably going to be a base hit. A 2 and 2, almost guaranteed a base hit when you look at it that way. And a 2 and a 2 is an SI1, so that takes care of that. Now we check for an error. There's 13, and he is an E12. So second baseman, 12. There is no 13 there. It's simply going to be a base hit for Nick Markakis. So Nick Markakis, a 1-out single, snuck it past Forsythe, and that'll bring up Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman, a 2-5 for Freeman against a righty. 2-5 is a strikeout. So Freeman down on strikes. 2 down. And that brings up Adonis Garcia, the third baseman. Adonis Garcia. See what he can do against Odorizzi. It's a 3-10. So Garcia, 3-10. It's a ballpark effect, and we are using the ballpark effects, but unfortunately for Garcia, Tropicana Field, right-handed hitter, a single is only 1 to 3. Same with lefties. So you got to get a 1, 2, or a 3, or else it will be an out. It's a 15, so that's going to be a liner to short, and the inning's over. So Atlanta doesn't do any damage in the top of the first, and we'll do a shift here and move some of their cards over. so that I can get the Tampa Bay batters into the fold. And I may even pause the video in between innings just to save on this transition. I think I will do that actually going forward. But Matt Wisler is on the mound, and he'll be facing Kevin Kiermaier to lead off the bottom of the first. Kiermaier, 6-6. Kiermaier's a lefty against Wisler, 6-6, and that's a strikeout. So Wisler whistled one past Kiermaier for out number one. Kiermaier is out of there, and here's Logan Forsythe. That's a 6-11. Forsythe's a righty. 6-11 is a ground ball pitcher X, and Wisler is a 3-rated pitcher with an E0. So as long as he can get to it, he will make the play. So we'll roll to make sure he can get to it. That's a 2, so that's questionable. That could be an infield hit. As a 3-rated pitcher and a 2, it probably is. So look at the pitcher chart. He's a 3-rated pitcher, and it's a 2. It's an SI1, so it's an infield single for Forsythe. So the Rays have put a runner on with one out for Evan Longoria. And Longoria, a 3-8 against Wisler, the righty. That's a strikeout. So Longoria on a 3-8 will strike out. And that's out number 2. That'll bring up Corey Dickerson, the DH. Dickerson, a 1-4. 1-4 for Dickerson's ground ball to short, and that's going to end the inning. And since it's a ground ball A, we'll go ahead and say that the shortstop Ibar flipped to second for the force. The easy out there. And after one complete at Tropicana Field, the score is Atlanta nothing and Tampa Bay nothing. All right, top of the second. I think what I'm going to do here going forward is I'm going to put the Tampa Bay pitcher here and the Atlanta lineup here in this corner of the box, and then put the Atlanta pitcher here and the Tampa Bay lineup here in this corner of the box. And depending on whether it's the top of the inning or the bottom of the inning, I'll move over and roll the dice in that general area. So hopefully that will work out, be a little bit more smoother transition. We'll see. Since we're on the right-hand side of the box, we'll go ahead and go with that. Kelly Johnson, DH, will lead things off against Odorizzi. It's a 5-7 for Odorizzi, and that's a ground ball second base X. So again, that is Forsythe, and we know he's a 2-rated second baseman. That's a 20, so he will make that play. As far as his error rating, Forsythe is a 12. So we know he's going to make the play because that's a 20. But now we need to check his range. It's a 12, and that is, or check his error rate, I'm sorry. It's 12, and that's a 9. So let's look at second baseman 12, E12. There is no 9, so Forsythe made the play. It's a 4-3 ground out for out number 1. So Kelly Johnson is retired. That brings up Frenchie, Jeff Francoeur. Francoeur, a 4-7. Francoeur, 4-7, and he's going to strike out. Odorizzi got him with the K. 2 down. And that brings up the shortstop, Eric Ibar. So Ibar rolls a 4-5, and he's a switch hitter batting left. 4-5 is a strikeout for Odorizzi. And that's going to end the top of the second with no damage done there. We go to the bottom of the second, and it's still a 0-0 ball game. Switch over to our left-hand side of the box and get ready for the bottom of the second, where Steven Souza Jr. will be leading things off against Wisler. And that's a 2-6 for Souza. 2-6 against a right-hander is going to be a single. So 2-6 against Wisler, the right-hander, is a single. And Souza starting things off. And I'll bring up Brad Miller. Get the glare off of here, hopefully. Let's see if I can. There we go. Brad Miller. Brad Miller, a 1-7. Brad Miller, a 1-7. A 1-3 is a double. Anything else is a fly out to center. It's a fly out to center for out number 1. So down goes Miller. That'll bring up first baseman Logan Morrison. And Morrison, a 5-10 against the lefty. 5-10's a catcher X. The catcher in this case is Tyler Flowers. and Tyler Flowers is a 3 with a E1. So 3 and an E1 for Tyler Flowers. And we get a 4 and a 19. All right. So he is a 3, and that was a 19. So that's going to be a G2, and that's a 4, and he's an E1. So there is no 4 there. So it's a G2 with a runner at first base, and a G2 with a runner at first is a force play. So we'll call it a 2 to 6 force play. Morrison will get second base or get first base with 2 outs, and Nick Franklin the batter. Franklin a 5-9. Franklin's a switch hitter batting left. 5-9 is a strikeout, and Whistler whistled one past Franklin to end the inning. So after 2 complete, we are still scoreless here at Tropicana Field, and we'll be right back for the top of the 3rd. All right, we're ready for the top of the 3rd. Tyler Flowers, the catcher, will lead things off against Odorizzi. We got a 4-5, so off of Odorizzi, a 4-5 is a ground ball to short, handled by Miller, and there's one away as Flowers is retired. That'll bring up Jace Peterson, second baseman, number 9 hitter. And Peterson, we got a 5-8. So Odorizzi against a lefty. 5-8 is a pop-up to first, handled by Morrison, 2 away. And we got the top of the order, Ender Inciarte. And he struck out his first time up. It's a 5-6. 5-6, and he's going to strike out again. So Odorizzi gets Inciarte for the final out. And in 3 innings, Odorizzi has racked up 4 strikeouts, 2 of them against Inciarte. So now we go to the bottom of the 3rd, and Hank Conger, the catcher, will lead things off for the Rays against Whistler. And we get a 6-5. Conger's a switch hitter batting left. 6-5 is a ground ball to second, handled by Peterson, 1 away. And that goes up to the top of the order for Kevin Kiermaier. Kiermaier struck out his first time up. It's a 2-5 for Kiermaier against a righty. 2-5 is a fly to right. And there's 2 away. And that will send up Logan Forsythe, second baseman. He did single his first time up. Get a 5-7. 5-7. This time, though, he will strike out. And that's an easy inning for Whistler as he whistled one right past Forsythe to end the inning. After 3 complete here at Tropicana Field, we're still scoreless. We're right back for the top of the 4th. All right, top 4th, and Nick Markakis will lead things off. He singled his first time up to 6-2 against a lefty. That's a ground ball second base A, so Logan Forsythe will handle that one easily. Easy 4-3 ground out for 1 away, and that'll bring up Freddie Freeman. Now Freddie Freeman is up. He struck out his first time up. 3-4 for Freeman against a righty. 3-4, he's going to strike out again. So Freddie Freeman, another strikeout victim of Odorizzi, brings up Adonis Garcia, and he lined to short his first time up on a ballpark check. It's a 3-10. 3-10 against a right-hander. 3-10 is another ballpark effect. So again, it's a 1 through 3. A 1, 2, or 3. Anything else is a line out to short. It's a 5, so it's a line out to short, and he will repeat the process as he did in the first inning. And Odorizzi has taken care of the Braves here in the top of the 4th. Bottom of the 4th we go. Evan Longoria steps to the plate. Longoria, a 1-7. So Longoria against Whistler, a 1-7. He will ground it to short. And that's handled easily by Ibar for 1 away. Brings up the DH Corey Dickerson. Dickerson a 3-5. Dickerson a 3-5, and Dickerson on a 3-5 is going to strike out. So 2 down. Neither offense seems to want to do anything. Here's Steven Souza. That's a 5-4 against Whistler. 5-4 is a home run possibility with this ballpark check on this diamond. So we'll look at the home run chart for Tropicana Field for a right-hander. It's a 1 through 5. So he needs a 5 or less to be a home run. Anything else is a fly out to left. It's a 18, so that is a fly to left. And down go the Rays in the 4th. So we play 4 complete. We go to the 5th. It's still no score. All right, top of the 5th, and Kelly Johnson will lead things off. Grounded to second his first time up. It's a 5-7 off of Odorizzi, the left-hander. 5-7. Ground ball second base X. That is going to be Mr. Logan Forsythe, who's a 2E12. That's a 13, so he'll get in front of that. Now the question is, can he field it? He's an E12, and that's a 13. So an E12 and a 13, there are no 13s there, so he makes the play. And there's one away. That'll bring up Jeff Francoeur. Francoeur, strikeout victim his first time up. 2-10 for Francoeur, and 2-10 for Francoeur is a ground ball to short, handled by Miller. 2 down. And that'll bring up shortstop Eric Ibar, switch hitter. And Ibar struck out his first time. 3-5. 3-5 against a righty is a ground ball too short. And that's going to end the inning. Nothing doing for the Braves in the top of the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Still no score. And leading off will be Brad Miller. As we switch sides, literally. Here's Brad Miller. 4-10 against the lefty Miller. 4-10 is a catcher X. No, I'm sorry, that was 5-10. 4-10 is a ballpark check for a base hit. So that again is a 1 through a 3. Needs a 1, 2, or 3 to get a hit. It's a 4, so he just missed it. It's a line drive to second that's caught by Peterson. 1 away for Logan Morrison. So Logan Morrison, the batter. Morrison a 6-6 against the lefty. 6-6 against the lefty is a strikeout. So Whistler whistles another one by. 2 down for Nick Franklin, the left fielder, switch hitter, and he struck out his first time up. 6-10. 6-10. We just had that, I think. Well, not that long ago. No, we didn't. I'll take it back. We had 5-10, I think, or something along those lines. No, we had a 4-10. 6-10 is a ground ball to shortstop X. So the shortstop in this case is Ibar, and Ibar is a 3E24. Oh, it helps to roll all 4 dice, doesn't it? Let's try this again. 3E24. Well, a 3 and a 4, that could be a base hit. Check it out here. He's a 3 and a 4. 3 and a 4 is an SI1 for a single. That's a 10, and he's an E24 as a shortstop. E24 as a shortstop, there is no 10 there, so it's simply going to be a single for Franklin, a 2-out single for Nick Franklin. Brings up the number 9 hitter, Hank Conger. He will step to the plate with a runner on and 2 outs. And we get a 4-6. 4-6 is a split chance, 1-2 for a single. Anything else, Freddie Freeman's going to grab it. And Freddie Freeman grabbed it to end the inning. So nothing for the Rays. We played 5 complete here at Tropicana, and we're scoreless. All right, top of the 6th, Tyler Flowers, the batter. Flowers, his first time up, grounded to short. So this is a 3-8. 3-8 against a righty. 3-8 is a chance for a home run, 1-8. 9-20 is going to at least be a double, so Tyler Flowers trying to get the Braves jump started. That is a 14, so that's going to be a double. So Tyler Flowers with a leadoff double. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Jace Peterson. With Flowers at second and nobody out. That is a 6-5 against the lefty. 6-5 is a strikeout. So Odorizzi reaching back for a little extra. Puts the ball by Peterson for out number 1, and that brings up the top of the order, Ender Inciarte. Inciarte of 5-6. 5-6 is another strikeout for Odorizzi. So he is fighting back. That's the hat trick for Inciarte. He struck out all 3 times. That'll bring up Nick Markakis. As Flowers is still standing at second. That's a 1, so we have a chance for a wild pitch. The wild pitch rating on Odorizzi is a 3, so this has to be a 1, 2, or 3 to be a wild pitch. It is not, so since the wild pitch did not come about on the check, we don't need to check it again. We'll just roll the 3 dice like normal. And Markakis a 3-3. 3-3, and he's going to get plumped. So Nick Markakis hit by the pitch as Odorizzi got him. Trying to get inside too much. So now 2 on 2 outs for Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman, 2 on 2 outs. And we get a 6-10. 6-10 for Odorizzi. 6-10 is going to be a ballpark check for a single. Again, it's 1, 2, or 3. Anything else will be a line out to second. It is a 20, so it's a line out to second to Forsythe, and the inning is over. So the Braves threaten a little bit, but can't produce. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Score still 0-0. And Kevin Kiermaier to lead things off against Mr. Whistler. It's 4-3. 4-3 is a fly ball right field X. That's Markakis. And Markakis is a 2-E-4. And that's a 3, so that might drop in. That might drop in. He's a 2, and that's a 3. That is a single, SI2. So now we have 17, and he's an E4. So an E4, there is no 17 under E4, so it's simply going to be a single. A leadoff single for Kiermaier to start the 6th. He is an A stealer, so he's going to try to get a jump. He needs a 5 or a 6 to get a jump. And he got a 4, so he did not get the jump. So he still could run, though, because that would start him as a 13. And then Whistler is a +3. Flowers is a +4. That's a +7, but the most you can have is +5. So the +5 and the 13 gives him an 18. Subtract 2 for being held, that's a 16. So they'll take that chance, 1-16, and Kiermaier will make it. And it is a 17, so he threw him out. How about that? Tyler Flowers, not known for his arm, but he got off a good one there. And Kiermaier is retired trying to steal. Here's Logan Forsythe, but it was a good gamble. Logan Forsythe, 4-8, or 4-10 rather. The way this non-offensive game is going, you try to manufacture a run if you can. 4-10, it's a ballpark check again, which is a 1-3. So a 1-3. And we get a 9, so that's going to be a line out to short for out number 2. And now it's up to Steven Souza. Keep the 6th inning going against Whistler. It's a 1-6. And he's going to strike out. 1-6 for Souza is a strikeout. And the inning is over. So we completed 6 here at Tropicana Field, and we're still scoreless. Be right back for the top of the 7th. All right, top of the 7th. I'm starting to get a little bit of a glare from the window, so I'm trying to see what I can do to move a little bit to avoid that, but don't know that I can. I'll try to slide this over a little bit further. Hopefully that will help. We're in the 7th, and the point of weakness for each pitcher was the 6th, but they've only given up 1 base runner, so they're still good to go. They can allow 2 more base runners before they've reached their point of weakness. So Adonis Garcia will lead off, and that's a 2-10 for Garcia. 2-10 is a single, so that's 1 more notch against Odorizzi's point of weakness, and the bullpen is active for the Tampa Bay Rays. That'll bring up Kelly Johnson. Kelly Johnson is up with Garcia at first. We get a 2-6. 2-6. Got a chance for a home run. 1-5 for a homer. 6-20 will be a double. And there's no stars on that, so it could score the run. It's a 20, so that's a double, but Garcia only runs at a 12, so with nobody out, they're not going to take the chance. They're going to go ahead and they like that 2nd and 3rd opportunity. And now Odorizzi has reached his point of weakness for Jeff Francoeur, but they're going to give him 1 more shot to see if he can't get an out here. Against Francoeur, the infield is in, Runners at second, third, nobody out. Scoreless tie. It's a 3-5. And a 3-5 is a strikeout. So he struck out Francoeur for out number 1. And that brings up Ibar. And Ibar will step to the plate. Ibar. Odorizzi has on his card, he's only got he's got like 2 dots on there, so he's going to try to avoid those 2 dots. Here's Eric Ibar. That's a 3-7 for Ibar. That's a fly ball center field B with a question mark, so there could be a sacrifice fly. The fly ball went to center. Kiermaier's got a -4 arm, so that kind of hurts that quite a bit. Garcia runs at a 12. You get a +2 boost to make it a 14, but then it's a -4, brings him down to a 10. But then if you don't do it, then you're depending on Tyler Flowers to get a hit. So it's a 1 to 10 chance. They're going to go ahead and take it. 1 to 10, fly ball to medium center field. Kiermaier with the throw. Here comes Garcia. The throw in from Kiermaier to Conger, and the tag, and it's not in time. The 4, it's a 4, so sliding in under the tag is Garcia. Sacrifice fly to center for Ibar, and the Braves finally break on top 1 to 0. And runner still at second with 2 outs for Tyler Flowers. Flowers a 1-6. 1-6 is going to be a walk, and that may do it for Odorizzi. In fact, that will do it for Odorizzi. So while the Rays go to the bullpen, this call to the bullpen, we'll go ahead and pause and come back for the new Tampa Bay reliever. All right, new Tampa Bay pitcher is Xavier Cedeno, a lefty. He's facing a lefty, Jace Peterson, with 2 on and 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Braves lead it 1 to 0. Cedeno trying to keep it right where it is. It's a 6-5 for Cedeno against a lefty. 6-5 is a ground ball shortstop X. That's Miller, but unfortunately for him in the Rays, he is a 4 E23. But a 16 might catch it, might get him by. So he might catch a break there with that high D20. The 16 and a 4 is going to be a G2, and with 2 outs, that's all you need. It's a 7, and he is an E23, so as long as there's no 7 by the 23, he's okay. And there is no 7 at the 23, so that's a good play by Miller. And the inning is over. But a run comes in on the sacrifice fly by Ibar. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch time. I'll stretch with them here at Tropicana Field. It is the Braves 1 and the Rays 0. Okay, we're ready for the bottom of the 7th. Before we do, let's check the line on Odorizzi, his final line. 6 2/3, 4 hits, 1 run. It was earned, a walk and 9 strikeouts, and he hit a batter. And unfortunately, unless the Rays rally, he is going to be saddled with the loss. So bottom of the 7th, it'll be DH Corey Dickerson. Remember, Whistler is past his point of weakness inning, but he's got 2 more notches to go before he becomes weak. It's a 4-10. 4-10 is another ballpark check, and again, it's a 1, 2, or a 3, or else it's a line out to second. And it's a 9, so it's a line out to second. And there's 1 away. So the ballpark definitely helps the pitcher in at Tropicana Field. Here's Evan Longoria, and Longoria is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. I'm sorry, it's not going to be Longoria, it's Souza. I don't know how I got those confused there. Should be Souza. Should be Souza. And we got a 3-4 for Souza, and that's a strikeout. So Souza is out for 2 outs. And that brings up Brad Miller, the shortstop. 2 outs and the base is empty. Whistler still going strong. We get a 4-9 against the lefty. 4-9 is a fly ball left field B, and that's going to end the 7th inning. So nothing doing for Tampa, and after 7 complete here at the Trop, it is Atlanta 1 and Tampa Bay 0. All right, top of the 8th, and Ender Inciarte will lead things off against Xavier Cedeno, who's back in for a 2nd inning of work, lefty on lefty. And yes, I have shifted to the nighttime for these last 2 innings. Had to take a break, and now I'm picking it up. 1-9. 1-9 for Ender Inciarte against a lefty is a ground ball to short. And there's 1 away. Inciarte is gone. Brings up another lefty, Nick Markakis. So again, Cedeno will stay in there. So 1-9 again. This time under Markakis, and it's a fly to left. 2 down. And I'm trying to, not speak as loud too, since it's at nighttime. I'm trying to respect the misses and not make too much noise. All right, here is Freddie Freeman. Freeman, a 4-8 against Cedeno. Freeman's a lefty. It's a strikeout. So Cedeno, a perfect 8th inning. So we go to the bottom of the 8th, and Whistler's still in there. He is only allowed the 1 hit since his point of weakness inning, so he's still going. But the bullpen is active for the Braves. Ian Kroll, a lefty, and Alexia Gondo, a righty. And then for the Rays, Steve Geltz is in there along with Colome. All right, here is Logan Morrison. It's a 5-10. Logan's a lefty. So 5-10 is a catcher X. That is going to be Flowers. And we get an 8 and a 12. So we go to the catcher defense. 8, and Flowers is rated as a 3. So, whoops, let's get the right chart in here. He is a 3, and the roll was an 8. So that's a P/P. And we got a 12, and he is an E1. So that's not going to be a problem. So let's look at P/P. And P/P, if I can find it. P/P. Where did it go? There you are. P/P. With runners on base, so when you're using balk, wild pitch, pass ball rules, refer to the super advanced rules. So we're going to look at the wild pitch rating of Whistler to determine whether it's going to be a wild pitch. He's got a wild pitch rating of 6, so we're going to roll 1 D20. But it's not going to be a wild pitch because nobody's on base, so 86 that. It is simply going to be a pop-up to the catcher, so that's 1 away. Went through all that for nothing because no one was on base. Excuse me. Here's Nick Franklin. Franklin, the 3-6 against Whistler, against the righty, 3-6. Chance for extra bases, 1 to 3 is a triple, 4 to 20 is a single. It's a 7, so it's going to merely be a single. But that's number 2 on the point of weakness against Whistler. Brings up Hank Conger. And let's see, do the Rays pinch hit for Conger? They just may well do that. They're going to send up Brandon Geyer. I believe is going to be the person who gets to be the pinch hitter. Nope, take it back. It's going to be Steve Pearce. Steve Pearce is going to pinch hit for Conger, and then Kurt Casale will take over behind the plate. But right now it's Steve Pearce. 2 outs, bases empty. I'm sorry, 1 out, run on for Steve Pearce. And we get a 2, so that's a potential for either a balk or a pass ball. Roll the white die. We get a 2, that's a balk possibility. But Whistler has a 2 on his balk rating, so we'll see if he has a balk or not. He does not, so we'll reboot the whole thing. And we get a 5-9. Pierce against Whistler, the righty, 5-9 is a strikeout. So Pierce striking out in his pinch hitting duties. 2 down, top of the order for Kevin Kiermaier. And that's going to be it for Whistler. They're going to go ahead and make the pitching change. So we'll have a pause here for Ian Kroll, the lefty, to come on. All right, Ian Kroll is in, the lefty to face Kiermaier. And we've got a runner at first with 2 outs. It is a 2-11. So Kiermaier against the lefty, 2-11 is a ground ball to second, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Rays. We go to the 9th. Score still Atlanta 1, Tampa nothing. All right, top of the 9th, Alex Colome is on, and he'll be facing Adonis Garcia. Trying trying to keep it a one-run game. 4-12 for Colombia against the righty Garcia. Ground ball first base X, that's Logan Morrison. And Morrison is a 3-E8. And that's a 1, so that's going to be a base hit. Now the E8 part, it's a total of 12. So we'll see if he doesn't make an error here. E8, and there is no 12 there, but with the 1 and a 3, that is an SI2. But nobody's on base, so it's simply a single. Leadoff single for Garcia. 1 on, nobody out. Kelly Johnson, the batter. DH. And it's a 1-6 for Johnson, and that's a ground ball shortstop A. That's a 6-4-3 double play. Quickly 2 away for Frenchie, Jeff Francoeur. And Jason Grilli is loosening in the Braves bullpen, the closer. He will be coming on the bottom of the ninth. 2-6 for Francoeur. That's going to be a base hit. There's no clutch effect. There's nobody's on base, so it's simply a single to left. And Francoeur. 2-out single for Eric Ibar. Ibar, a 4-6 switch hitter, batting left. 4-6 against Colome is a walk. So 2 on, 2 outs. And we'll bring up Tyler Flowers. Tyler Flowers could pinch hit for him, but they want to keep him in there for his defense. It's a 110. 110 for Flowers. And he gets hit by a pitch, so that's going to load the bases. So after the double play, Colome was set to get out of this, but now the bases are loaded with 2 outs for Jace Peterson. So Colome with his hands full, bases loaded, 2 outs, and Jace Peterson. So 1-6 for Peterson, and he's going to walk in a run. Colome's just walked in a run. It's now 2-0. So he's supposed to be the closer, but he's not closing anything down. It is now 2-0. Now we're back to the top of the order for Inciarte. And they're going to leave Colome out there. He's the best they have. So here's Inciarte. 4-12 against the lefty. 4-12 is a ground ball first base X. First baseman is Morrison. Again, he is a 3 and an 8. It's a 10, so he'll get to that. But it's 15, so it's going to be an error or not. 15 on an E8, and there is a 15. Look at that, E8. A 15 is right there for one base error, and that's what we have, is a one base error. So the inning continues. It's now 3-0, as the defense is eluding them. Now a 3-0 game, and Nick Markakis, the 8th man to bat in the inning, steps to the plate. Bases still loaded, 2 outs. And we get a 6-5. Colome against the lefty. 6-5 is a strikeout. That's finally going to end the inning. But the Braves send 8 to the plate. 2 cross. And we go to the bottom of the ninth with the score. Braves 3, Rays nothing. Alright, bottom of the ninth. Jason Grilli is on to try to close it down for the Braves. They lead at 3-0. Logan Forsythe will lead things off for the Rays. It's a 1-9. 1-9, and that's going to be a base hit. 1-2 is a triple. 3-20 is a single. That's a 1, so it's a triple for Forsythe. Not the way Grilli wants to start. That'll bring up Evan Longoria with Forsythe at third. Nobody out. It is a 5-11. Grilli against the righty, 5-11. 1-12 is a double. 13-20 will be a sac fly. It is a 12 on the button, so it's a double. And Longoria has just followed the triple with the double. Cuts the lead to 3-1. And now the tying run is going to come to the plate in Corey Dickerson. And Agondo is loosening for the Braves. He may have to come in and save this. There's Dickerson. 2-6. 2-6 for Dickerson. He's got a chance for a game-tying home run. 1-17 would do it. And it's a 9. It's a game-tying home run. So we've had a triple, a double, and now a homer. And we are tied at 3, and that is all for Grilly. He just got roasted. And Agondo is in to try to stop the bleeding. He'll face Steven Souza with a 3-3 tie. And that's a 2-8 for Souza. And Souza has a chance to walk it off. 1-10's a homer. And if we get a 1-10, we'll have a walk-off. It's an 11, so he just missed it. It's a double. So still, we've had a triple, 2 doubles, and a homer, and still nobody out. And Brad Miller up, but they're going to walk Brad Miller. His run doesn't matter. So they will intentionally walk him, set up a double play for Logan Morrison. Logan Morrison, a 2-8. 2-8 is a ground ball first base B. It's a fielder's choice. So now runners will be at the corners as Miller is out. 3-6 for out number 1. So now it's Nick Franklin up with the runners at the corners and 1 out. Infield at double play depth. Trying to turn 2 and get out of this mess. 5-11. 5-11. Franklin's a switch hitter. 5-11. We got a ballpark check single. And the single effect is only a 1-3. If not, it's a line out to second. And it's a line out to second. So now it's up to the catcher, Kurt Casale, or else we got extra innings. And it's a 4-11. 4-11 is a fly ball left field X. That's Fran Core. So let's see what Fran Core can do. He's a 3-E7. And it's a 5, so that might drop in. If it does, the game's over. Let's check the results of that chart for the outfielders. He is a 3, and the D20 was a 5. So a 3 and a 5 is a SI2. That's it. That's the ball game. Kurt Casale, of all people, walks it off. The Rays score 4 in the bottom of the 9th and defeat the Braves by the score of 4-3. And unbelievable. The one guy that can't believe it is Whistler, who did such a great job. But 4 in the bottom of the 9th does it. The Rays come back, and they have stunned the Braves with 4 in the bottom of the 9th. Winning the ball game 4-3, avoiding a 0-2 start. They now are 1-1, same as the Braves. And the Braves will have to shake this one off and come back in the 3rd game. Kind of hard to do when you give up a 3-run lead in the 9th, but Jason Grilly and Alexei Agondo will have to regroup and try to come out next time and do better, as Brian Snicker is not happy about that. But Kevin Cash is very happy as the Rays walk it off by a Kurt Casale single that Francoeur couldn't get to. And that's going to do it from here. Sorry about the split performance, but I had to stop after 7, and then I decided to come back right before bedtime and get this thing finished so that I could piece these two together and make one seamless video. So from here, it's the Rays with the winning 4-3. Till next time, we'll see you down the road.